Good morning, you're watching Times Now Live. I'm Kritsween Walia. Let's quickly start with the latest we're tracking, and this with regards to one of the most wanted terrorists in the world, and India's enemy number one, Dawood Abraham, has access to new tech terror tool, and he is using it to run the functions of his terror organization, the D Company. Viewers, Times Now has exclusively accessed the intel inputs of a joint investigation of central agencies which reveal the new terror tool manufactured in Pakistan and is being used by D Company for nefarious crimes. Let's take you through every minute detail of how the entire operation is carried, and the tracks are kept hidden. Now, here's what happens. Firstly, the phones are stolen from India, they're taken to Bangladesh and then accumulated in Pakistan. The members of Dawood gang manipulate the smartphone's IMEI number so that their locations cannot be tracked. Then 40 to 50 mobiles are assigned the same IMEI number. Now, D Company uses these very mobile phones to run businesses like extortion, narco-terrorism, terror funding, terror operation and arms dealing, and do not even come to the notice of the investigating agencies. Even some central agencies have accepted that they do not have this technology and syndicate. So that's the problem really. And let me quickly go across to Arunil, who's joining us with more details before I take this up with our guest joining us this morning. Arunil, to you first, because you know this is big news coming in with regards to the kind of technology, the syndicate, the terror tool that is used by several members of the D gang. Take us through everything that has come to notice, and what is it that the investigating agencies have maintained on the same?
Well, Times Now in fact has accessed the minutes of this meeting as well. Obviously, we cannot share it to save our sources from the intelligence units. Now, this crucial meeting wherein several agencies involved, be it the IB, be it the NIA, be it the ATS from various states of India, they were part of this meeting, and one of the prime discussion was about this, that how smartphones are being stolen from across India, and many of these smartphones are in a very conspiracy manner are taken to Bangladesh, and from there in a pre-planned manner they have been taken to Pakistan. There the experts from the D gang, that is the Dawood Abraham gang, they meticulously change the IMEI number of these smartphones. They manipulate the IMEI number so that around 40 to 50 smartphones can be operated by one single hander. Now, why are they doing it? There are several illegal activities that have been conducted on Indian soil. Fake currency, drug trafficking, be it extortion, which has been done on a mega scale. There are several other, there is smuggling as well, which has been done on Indian soil. These illegal activities are being done with the help of these stolen phones from Indian soil only, and these illegal activities then are used to fund the terrorism that the D gang wants to perpetrate on Indian soil. Obviously, the D gang acting with a nexus of other terror organizations, be it Al-Qaeda, be it Jaish-e-Mohammed, or be it the Pakistani agency, the ISI. And that's why the NIA has initiated a massive crackdown on the Dawood Abraham gang. We know how several real estate holders as well, several real estate companies from Mumbai and Thane particularly are under the radar of the NIA because the NIA feels that the illegal money of the D gang is being fed in these real estate companies. So these builders are also on the radar of the National Investigation Agency. Recently, awards were also announced on the D gang members, namely if you look at it, 25 lakh rupees on Dawood Abraham, 20 lakh rupees on Chota Shakil, and 15 lakh rupees each on Tiger Memon, yes, Anis Ibrahim, and on Chikna as well. So yes, this is a massive crackdown that has been initiated, and yes,
while the investigating agencies, Arunil, are closing in on the D gang members, that's exactly what the intent is. This is the kind of modus operandi that is being followed, and for that let me go across to Captain Alok Bansal, also joining us on this broadcast. Captain Alok Bansal, now look at, the terror plot. The phones that are stolen from India are taken to Bangladesh, and then perhaps taken to Pakistan, and 40 to 15 phones with the same IMEI number are being used. That's the plot. And what's worrisome though is that the investigating agencies, as per sources, have revealed that they do not have the technology to curb this menace.
See, there is no doubt, I think, that the terrorists are moving ahead of it, trying to change the IMEI numbers of the phones, etc. But what is more important is that the loss of mobile phones, the stealing of mobile phones are not being taken so seriously by the local police authorities. I think you have to really struggle to get a complaint registered. And I think it should be feasible to recover these mobile phones if the police agencies actually act with alacrity in the initial few days. Because while the IMEI number has not been changed, it is feasible to track them if the mobile phone is switched on anywhere. So I think that is one requirement which we need to do that. The second is, of course, all these phones, etc., are being used to connect them with D company members. And I think the agencies are cracking down on D company members. I think the network needs to be busted so that these people sitting in Karachi cannot control their illegal businesses of extortion and hawala that they are indulging in. I think that needs to be curbed. And for that, I think these are the two things. Meanwhile, I think technologically we should start looking at it. There must be ways and means of preventing this change of IMEI number, or even more importantly, tracking different phones using the same number, and or same phone using different numbers and communicating with different people. I think we need to work it out, and I think the agencies will have to get expertise from outside the agencies to help them with this sort of an issue.
Absolutely, and that the fact that the investigating agencies have figured out that this is perhaps a tool that is being used by several of these members is in itself indicative, Captain Bansal, of the fact that, you know, we're now at least going to be able to try and find out what can be found out, a way to really make sure that the crackdown takes place sooner despite these kind of technical challenges. But yes, Captain Bansal, the problem here is only because these phones are being used to run several businesses. It's not just terror-related business, terror-related nefarious activities, extortion, narco-terrorism. You know, they're funding terrorists, arms dealing is happening. So those are the kind of challenges ahead of us.
Not only that, the fact that Dawood is actually ensconced in Pakistan makes the possibility of collaboration between him and his network and ISI, as in the past, a very, very real possibility. He is living under the shelter of ISI, so ISI can use his network, his connections to indulge in a massive terror attacks at any point of time. And what we need to be careful is that this sort of frauds where...
And perhaps with this set of information coming to fore, Captain Bansal, the investigating agencies are going to be ahead of all of these members and the kind of technological assets being put to use by them. But I thank you for joining us with those details.